Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so what I wanted to do was kind of talk to you guys about MobileX and why I'm a believer in MobileX, and I'm very optimistic about when this company fully rolls out, where we can all pretty much go and sign up for service if we choose to go with MobileX. And for me, it kind of has to go back to the past in order for me to explain why I believe in MobileX. And, you know, I'm very hopeful and very optimistic about it, okay? Now, I know, I get it. Some people are like, MobileX, that just sounds like some sort of generic name off a movie.
He's been using brand X.
And yeah, it kind of does. But then again, it's kind of like the carrier that's not like the carrier, you know? I think today it's become a point where, like, you want to branch away from the traditional mobile service providers, right? You want to branch away from the normalcies of the things that they do. It's one of the reasons why, like, you know, T-Mobile grew to a cult-like following, right? They started calling themselves the Un-carrier, started branding themselves as the Un-carrier, doing things that consumers really wanted, right? A lot of consumers didn't want to do contracts. They hated the 2-year contracts, right? And then, you know, here comes T-Mobile with, we're going to do away with time commitment contracts, and, you know, they kind of just like flipped it, and now you're contracted to the phone you're buying. By doing installment payments on a phone, you're contracted, right? You got to finish out your contract. You got to pay that phone off. And other companies started doing that. So you kind of see, like, where the idea of just trying to disrupt the industry and do things differently can be very beneficial for a mobile service provider. And I think that MobileX, you know, under Peter Adderton, have that mentality in their mind. When you look back at something such as Boost Mobile, right? Boost Mobile, you guys had heard me say that this company is a pillar in the prepaid industry. I've seen Boost Mobile way back in the day when it was on the IDEN network. You can literally buy a Nextel phone and put it on Boost Mobile. That was so awesome. But you couldn't buy Boost Mobile phones and put it on Nextel. And there's a very good reason why. It's because Nextel's postpaid, Boost Mobile's prepaid. But the plan offerings that Boost Mobile gave were actually pretty good, especially when they started stepping into unlimited territory. That was even better. And sure, the IDEN network wasn't that great for data transfer, but we're not really here to judge on that. But, you know, still, you were able to do things like, I was able to get on one of my favorite social platforms to go to back then when I was younger was one called Hooked, which actually is AirG, but on Boost Mobile phones, it was known as Hooked, H-O-O-K-T. I had to think about it there for a second. I didn't spell it wrong. I would have spelled it the correct way, which was ED at the end, but it didn't have ED, it was just T, so H-O-O-K-T. Anyways, you could do that from your phone. I mean, I had different types of Boost Mobile IDEN phones. You know, I think one of my favorite ones was the one that was a slider. It was like the i765. It was like a slider that was supposed to be dedicated to like music. So you slid up to expose the QWERTY key, not the QWERTY, but the T9 keypad. Slide it shut and you can play music. The only thing I always like stressed about with those phones was that the headphone jack was a 2.5 millimeter instead of a 3.5. So you like not a lot of different headphones that you could buy from Walmart, like the gummies and all that would work with it, but that's for a different time. Let me know if you guys want me to take a trip down memory lane with Boost Mobile IDEN phones. I've been more than happy to do it. But anyways, so, like, you know, you see where Boost Mobile has gone, right? You see it when it was under Peter Adderton. You've seen it when Peter sold it to Sprint, and Sprint bought it, and it became part of the Sprint family alongside Virgin Mobile USA, which, you know, was also a prepaid company that was sold to Sprint for Richard Branson. And you just continue to see the growth of Boost Mobile, right? Especially when they beta tested Boost CDMA out in California first before they rolled it out nationwide. And then now Boost is where it's at, where it is today under the Dish umbrella. And so when you look at the growth of Boost Mobile, you look at the things that they've done, you also have to look at another carrier that Peter co-founded with the other co-founders, and that was one of my favorite ones, and that was known as Amped Mobile. And Amped Mobile was really insane. This was an MVNO company that was, you know, more focused on mobile media and then being a mobile service provider, right? So they ran off Verizon's network. And so when you signed up service with them, you were literally connected to Verizon's network, but there was just a lot of media consumption done on it. There was like a lot of music that you could listen to with your Amped Mobile device. And there was even shows like this one.
episode, the one where I go to Iraq for some reason.
I couldn't tell you guys how cool it was when I used to work for Verizon's call center and doing customer service calls on that, and then taking my lunch break, being able to bust out my Moto Q and just watch an episode of that just to kill time before I had to go back and get on the phone, especially if I was having a bad day on the phones. That would just cheer me up and make me laugh. But they had, that show. They had several other shows that you could watch. It was like having a TV network on your phone. And to me, Ant Mobile was like the pillar of mobile media option, right? When people talk about mobile media today, I feel like when you look in the past of the growth of mobile media, you can't say mobile media growth without bringing in Ant Mobile. And Ant Mobile was just really good. And yeah, they did go bankrupt in 2007. If you guys want me to talk about Ant Mobile and do like a callback, throwback video to that, let me know in the comments, and I'll work on that video for you guys, and we'll talk about it. But Ant Mobile was, a pillar in mobile media. They really pushed that. And when I look at Ant Mobile and I look at Boost Mobile and I see the ideas and the growth of those companies, even if one failed and one is still thriving, it kind of like when you think Peter Adderton and you listen to the things that he says and you read his tweets on Twitter and things like that, you really get this idea of where he's going with it. I mean, even going as far as to like remind people on other social platforms, the differences between a CEO that will grow a company and a CEO that will take and risks his own money to grow a company. There's far differences between those two CEOs. I mean, when he really kind of points out those types of things, you really get an understanding of where his mind is at coming into this. Now, MobileX, right? MobileX, one of the major things about MobileX, when you kind of think about it and you think about their recent slogans and stuff like that, they're very goal driven towards you as a consumer controlling your mobile service options. So what's the difference to that, to say something like Metro by T-Mobile or even Boost today or any of that stuff? It's like, yeah, you can control your mobile service with those companies to a degree. The plans is outlined and built by them. You just have the option of choosing the plan you want and then paying for your service if you want to keep it, or not paying for your service. But actually how you use your phone, that's all by you. That's within you, according to MobileX. That is the idea. Now, they're very tight-lipped on their operations, and I can see why, because if they have a very, very good idea of how to disrupt the industry and change things around, they're not going to float that idea out before they even launch completely out there for consumers, because somebody else will come along and snatch that idea and then take it up and use it for their own. So, I can understand why they're so tight-lipped on things. But just looking at the past and looking at the things that Peter has done has me as a firm believer in MobileX, right? Now, someone can say, you could be wrong, and I could be, maybe. Who knows what the future holds? But this is one of those things where it's like, if you want to take a risk, you take a risk. And so, yeah, I'm taking a risk, and I'm well aware of the risk by backing something as MobileX and being a firm believer in that it's going to bring something pretty cool to the industry and quite possibly change how we look at mobile service providers. But that's just my thoughts on it. So you guys can let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section of the video. Smash the like button if you guys enjoyed what I had to say about MobileX. And like I said, if you guys want me to do any throwback videos to like Ant Mobile, Alltel, and any of them, let me know in the comment section of the video. I'll be more than happy to do videos discussing those companies and, just something fun, But yeah, if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you guys don't miss a video. Thanks for checking out this one, and I'll see you on the next one. As always, aloha.